The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage and let's get this fucking show started.
Fantastic Forum, assemble. Thank you guys for joining us again this rather warm week. We're back. We survived last week's episode. Well, some of us did. I'm Moses Magnum. I'm hosting for Larry today. Larry's off dealing with Catwoman. And then we got the usual suspects here. We got Jay. Say hello, Jay. And then we got Oz.
It's always the pussy, isn't it?
Always. Broke up the Beatles. But yeah, aside from that, we got a good show today. We're going to be talking to you about IDW's #1 debut relaunch, starting point, continuation also of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So we're going to review that for you. And we're also going to review Kite Man, hell yeah, on HBO Max, which is a spin-off of our beloved Harley Quinn cartoon that, somehow DC flew under the radar of Warner Brothers. And I think they have like 4 seasons or some shit. So, and now in the Kite Man spinoff. And then we have Batman the Cape Crusader, which is a new, more adulty excuse me, take on the Cape Crusader in cartoon and animated form. And yeah, Larry likes to thank Scott Rubin for that, and I guess I'll do that too. Thank you, Scott. And then what else? An intern will tell you how to get a hold of us if you need to. So,
want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
fantasticforum.live.
Join the party. You know you want to.
But yeah, how you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm doing okay.
Yeah, you didn't get the convention was it convention flu, nerd flu?
I brought the nerd flu.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you?
Nah, there was so much alcohol in my system that once I got some sleep, I was fine.
You have someone in chat here.
Edward Davis in chat says, "What's up, Fantastic Forum?"
What's up, Ed?
What's up, Ed? We're good.
Yeah, Ed is our friend. We run into conventions all the time. He does the Immortal Era comic. He's got a Kickstarter going on right now.
I just got those books too, and I haven't had a chance to read them. Well, not just I got them like before.
We got the anthology, right? The last Kickstarter.
Yeah, I actually went for the one that gave me all the back issues, and then the current issues, and then I think it was one issue of a different book that he's got, but I can't think of it off the top of my head right now.
Tiger also says, "Did you guys read TMNT Alpha, the comic before this one?" I did not.
No.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to. I actually been battling death myself. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Ed Davis, man, his wife. He says his wife caught COVID at Comic-Con.
Well, I don't think she got it from me. I was wearing a mask.
Eddie didn't go to his booth.
Oh, true that. Okay. Yeah, it really wasn't me.
I had I had something that I picked up at fucking Anime Expo. I got like a sinus infection at NS, and I know it's that fucking dingy 18 and over room. Like I knew as soon as I went in there, like I'm gonna catch something here. Like if not herpes, if not like And yeah, sure enough, I had to start off as a little, convention like crud. Then by like it just started in a sinus for the next 2 weeks. I'm like, guys, just a sinus thing. Then before I knew it, it was Comic Con. I'm like, so at Comic Con, I'm just there with a bad sinus, and that's why I kept doing the jokes about the Hawk Tua all the time. But it was just as an excuse to fucking spit out loogies, yeah. And I'm still coughing because the shit traveled. By the time I came back from Comic Con, I didn't rest. Uh, Fucking the shit traveled down to my lungs. By last Saturday, I was fucking coughing up blood, and I was like,
Yeah,
see,
that's not good.
when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's like Constantine, cool. And then I was like, no, this isn't cool. Like I was like, I had like vertigo, diarrhea. I don't know what the fuck I got. Like I I, I tried to see my doctor, but the way my insurance sets it up is you got to do everything through the app, and the AI talks to me in the app. It says, "Well, why don't you explain to me what you need?" And I said, "I need to see my doctor because I have accelerated infection." Okay, cool. When can you see immediately if possible? Whatever. Okay, now tell me exactly what you're feeling. Like, what's your symptoms? And I said everything. And then it's like, okay, this is beyond my expertise to give you guidance. You need to talk to a real person. So it automatically called out to a clinician that's a telehealth guide thing, and the clinician's like asks the same screening questions and says by the end of it says, you need to talk to like a nurse, like somebody that's more advanced than me at this. Okay, it goes up, all the way to like telehealth doctor, but he can't talk to me till 4 in the afternoon. And then, but that nurse, like, yeah, you need to see a doctor. Like, that's what I told the app. Like, I need to see my dog. Like, somebody needs to look at this. Like, they need to see because the guy's like, is it just like streaks of blood or like speckles? We're like, I go, dude, you ever seen that peanut butter that comes with the jelly in it? Imagine if you just mix that up. You know, it looks like that. And then,
Oh man.
so he's like, all right. The lady says, yeah, they're gonna call you around 4:30. I said, look, okay. I said, okay, cool. But I go, I really do think somebody should look at this. And she's like, no, between you and me, I would say just go to the urgent care. Like we have one in our group, so it's right here. She like gave me the address. It's like if you feel bad, like if you start feeling worse, just go there immediately. Like don't even wait for the telehealth. Like they'll cancel the that appointment from there, so you don't have to worry about that. All right. So I did my first client at work, and then straight went straight to the urgent care. And that's the weird thing. The shit ain't contagious because my wife didn't catch shit. Yeah, it's something. It's like Moses Magnum disease or some shit. I'm lucky to be in the medical books. Yeah, so he put me on. Excuse me. You're gonna hear a lot of that today. Um, he put me on get this name, Augmentin. Like that's a fucking killer antibiotic right there, Augmentin.
Sounds like boner pills.
And it's basically amoxicillin with something to like give it like a boost. So it like it acts like that. And yeah, I felt it work. Like in the next day, I felt 50% better. Today, I'm coughing a lot, but there's nothing coming up anymore. Like just in the morning after I sleep, and we'll see how long it takes. But yeah, all this to say that Edward Davis, man, I hope your wife does well with it, and best case scenarios. Yeah,
Well,
But yeah, that was the last. Yeah, that's why I wasn't even that. They started the Snap alliances on Snap, and I've been letting you guys down because I've been playing, but it's like mine ain't there.
Dude, have you seen my score?
Yeah, but I'm a dude that like literally like this is my badge. Let's see, what would it? What are you at? Let's see. Oh, you're at 0. Yeah, and then there's another dude that signed up too, and he's on 0. We should put that code that in our Discord and in chat at some point if anybody wants to join.
We'll put it under the gaming section, hopefully.
Yeah.
You can find it there.
But yeah.
So
yeah, Ed says he looked out and he didn't catch it, and she is doing better, so that's good.
Well, that's good. We're glad to hear it.
And Ed, man, feel free to put your link for your Kickstarter in the chat while you're here. I'm waiting for his response. I'm kidding. No, but we should jump in. We will start with let's start with the TMNT.
Review. Like review. Well, not like that, but like.
That was a little low.
Yeah, that was odd. Is it
it's a
StreamYard
human
thing?
error.
Oh, okay. It was still set to the outro.
Yeah.
From last week. I blame Larry.
No, it's actually like I set it to the outro because I forgot we still needed it. I don't know why.
I blame Larry for bringing you on here. Yeah. So, Jay, man, why don't you tell us about TMNT, man?
All right. So, TMNT number 1 is about Raphael. He's in jail, but he's got a deal with the warden. So, he's not really in jail. He's just kind of helping root out corruption and keeping the bad guys in their place. But when he's killed, the warden, not Raphael, nobody knows the deal. And so it's up to Raphael to escape and rejoin it with his brothers, since the person that killed the warden are afoot.
Word, as Larry would say. Yeah. What'd you guys think of this issue, Oz? Man, what's your take on this?
This is so it's like a reboot, but not really a reboot.
Yeah, there's a event that happens,
but because of the 25-year anniversary, they decided to go back to number 1 or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a renumbering, a new status quo a little bit.
Yeah, I liked the book. I thought it was interesting. Obviously, the art is good. I mean, it's Joel Jones, and yeah, I like Prisoner Raph. A little weird that they let him keep his do-rag.
Yeah,
I thought that too at first.
Like,
but
just because
then it was like,
just because it's red. If it was like orange, and he ripped something and did it. But then, yeah, I get people would think, oh, it's Michelangelo.
Plus, he is in San Quentin.
I like that it's just him, the whole, like his part of the story, the whole book. And then from what I saw, I guess the next book is going to be all Michelangelo, and so we know what he's doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it made it seem like. And so I'm going to assume the first 4 books are going to be each of the turtles. And then I don't know, are the other, like Venus and all the other ones, are they getting their own thing too?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think Venus is. I'm not
I
even
just
sure if
I
she
don't know where we're at with
exists,
the turtles.
but basically, what's going to happen is there's another book, Mutant Nation, that's going to be covering a lot of the side characters and stories. So that's where you're going to get to see Karai and what's my dude's name? Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. Casey Jones. You'll be seeing what they're up to and some of the other characters. I believe they said Jenica will be there, but don't quote me on that. And yeah, I believe for TMNT, it'll be the first 4 issues are each of the turtles, and then they'll come together at 5 to figure out what's going on with Karai and the Foot Clan.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, other than that, it's a good little book. It's a little. I don't know what the page count was, but it felt like it went on forever. I don't mean that like in a bad way. I was just like I was expecting it to end, and then I turned the page and something else is happening.
Yeah,
Like,
that's prison. That's prison.
Page count, I believe it's a 28. Let me double check that though.
The art I like. My only criticism, if any, is that it was I don't know if it was done digitally. It feels like it was done digitally. And you could tell, and sometimes that I don't like, and from artists like Joel Jones, like I want to see something like really, really like wows me, you know. But I can understand, like especially dealing with the turtles and stuff. It's a little different than some of her style. Not that she's not capable, but she probably needed to do something a little more efficient, in a more efficient way. And
it's a 30 pages, including all the back page stuff.
okay,
So you're probably really getting only about 22 pages of story.
yeah.
And we should mention it's Jason Aaron doing the writing with colors by Rhonda Patterson, and Sean Lee on letters.
Cool. Yeah.
I wonder if the digital effect you're thinking of. I wonder if that's from the colorist.
It could be, because I felt, especially like in some parts where oh man, let me see.
No, I see, like I'm looking at someone right now, like where he's eating the hamburger in prison or something. I can
Yeah,
see the way the people in the background are like outlined. It doesn't look like regular inking. You can
right.
see some of that fuzziness from a digital. So yeah, I see
Yeah,
I see what you're talking about, but I can also kind of see it looks like pencil marks. It could all be digital too, but
yeah.
I've also I've seen them do
Like right.
traditional, scan it, and then color
Yeah,
color in digital.
yeah. I've seen them do that too. Um, like this third panel on the first page, like the way they just shaded it, it looks like almost like transparent or something. But I don't know. It's just a layering issue, probably. But it's just supposed to be shading, or he's supposed to be darker than the rest of the background. But yeah, the other pages look good. Like when he's walking to eat the burger, looks good. When he's laying in bed, looks good. When he's fighting, looks good. That's the most important parts too. So I think it was really just that panel where it really struck me. When they're like look at their classic forms, when he's remembering being in the sewer, they look good too. So yeah, no, it's definitely good stuff. But it's probably the type of the brush they use in the digital for the shading. Yeah,
Mm.
but yeah, I really did like the fight scenes in this. They're very dynamic, and he's not like how you say well, he makes a point to not banter, you know,
Right.
and then but he's bantering to us in a sense, yeah. But it's still, yeah. Where do you guys think this is gonna go, story wise? Like,
Um.
you've been reading up to this point, right, Jay, or no?
No.
No, you just pick a
I'm.
point to start.
I'm just jumping on
Yeah,
with I assuming quite a few people,
yeah,
but yeah. Eventually I probably will go back and read all 150 of the original comic, but for now I'm just jumping in. Um. And he basically says like, he wants to figure out like why the Foot Clan are coming after them,
hmm,
and that Korai is supposed to be different than Shredder. So like, uh, once they do rejoin, I'm assuming they're just gonna go talk to her and see what the fuck is up.
yeah. That's pretty accurate. I think I can see that being accurate. Excuse me. Um, how about how'd you guys like the shit? Fuck, my mind's fucked up. Give me 1 second. Uh Still dealing with the sinus shit. Um, man, fuck, I lost that question. Tell me something else you liked about it. One of you.
I mean, there's not a whole lot to it. It's Raph in prison.
Yeah,
It's a lot of words. He's
yeah,
a lot of internal monologue
yeah.
through, but it's not boring. I'm the one that usually complains about
The
all
wordiness.
yeah, and the
Yeah.
wordiness, but it's also setting up the storyline that they're gonna go through, at least from his perspective. He gets to tell you that there was a falling out and basically like a quick snapshot of what's going on while
Mhm.
still beating up like random people.
Do you feel that that was a good like they did a good job of explaining how they got to this point?
I think once you find out why he's in prison, and even the way they set up the like when he's talking about all the prisoners like wondering why he's in prison, and like all the like, oh, they think I crushed some dude's head or something like that. Like that's all good set up at the beginning, and then yeah, he's when you start finding out exactly why he's in prison, the stuff with the warden, and that there was a falling out with his brothers. I think does a good job of setting up them coming back together at some point, which is I think
Right.
where it's gonna go. While at the same time, there's the setup of a villain with Hale,
Yeah.
and it's not the Shredder, and things are supposed to be different. And he does talk about that. He lets you know the foot isn't led by Shredder, it's led by this person, and it was supposed to be different. It's not.
Right.
Okay.
Real quick, Tiger Claw Chess says, I wish the movies were more like what we have in the IDW comics because the stories they tell are more mature but still keep on the lightheartedness. There have been stories in the comics where there was no fighting. Stories where the turtles are just hanging out in Mutant Town.
I would agree with Tire Claw, but at the same time, this is a Raph book, and he's not supposed to be the funny one.
What movies? Like,
The Bay movies.
oh, I forgot those existed.
Maybe
Thanks,
maybe some of
Oz.
the animated stuff. I didn't see the last one that came out.
Oh, yeah, they do have like a man. I'm just forgetting all these turtle movies.
You're resetting after 25 years. Back to number one.
Like legit, the only turtle movie I could thought like that came to my head was the Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Really? Not like
and that
The
was
Secret of the
great.
Ooze and all the originals?
Well, I mean, I thought of those, but those are like so far. Like, why would you be mentioning them? Like at this point,
And the first one was tight, so like it had what he says he wishes it had. You know.
right? But yeah, Mutant Mayhem was it was good. I liked it more when I watched it than like looking back on it.
Like you're not in a hurry to watch it again?
Nah, not really in a hurry to watch it again. Not really looking forward to the cartoon that's going to be based off of it. Like, yeah, I'll just read the comics.
Your Targlass says here.
Terraclaw says one of the stories had the Turtles going to their first metal concert at a mutant nightclub. And that's cool.
What was the band's
It's
name?
interesting. Like the old damn, who produced those old comics? Not the ones based on the TV show, but like the graphic novel joints.
Mm.
Like those really had like these cool ass moments where it was just like the turtles doing regular turtle shit, like tree trimming or just having a beer after a long day, with them falling asleep before they could drink. It's like kind of like a bunch of cool shit like that. But yeah, I think Oz is right. Like there's not a whole lot to this comic other than Raphael just kind of ruminating,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a good job. Like it's entertaining,
And well,
but
yeah.
there's not a lot to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's the ruminating, the fighting, and the art, and that's kind of it. But it's good.
It's a good number one.
Yeah. Like when you think Ninja Turtles doing introductory 4 issues, you think, yeah, they're going to start with Raph and he's going to be doing his Raphael thing. And that's what we get. So we should probably move on to.
Yeah, let's rate it. Yeah. Jay, what would you rate it?
I'll rate it a 4. My only issue is I do wish it had like a couple more pages to it.
Okay.
To help out some of the fight scenes. Yeah, I think that would have been dope. And I feel like there was like one other place where I was like, ooh, this really could have used like another few panels. But overall, really good.
Oz, how about you, man?
What was the question?
Rate it.
What's your rating?
I'll do it 5. It's good. Like I said, the art's good. I didn't really notice that digital fuzziness.
Mhm.
And it's still good. Joel Jones is she's gonna go places in this industry, I think. But that's just my opinion. Sorry, I was trying to click the link that Tiger Claw put up, but I can't.
Yeah, me either.
We have to go to.
I'll type it out and share it with the.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. It's. I just like that whole like monologuing in prison thing. It's like if it had like 20 guitar like Johnny Cash, it'd be that would give it the extra half a point.
Tire Claw, it's not a problem with the link. It's when we hover over
It's our
your chat, it's asking us to put it on. It's not letting us just copy and paste or something like that.
Yeah. It's on our end. Because we could technically all we could do to your chat is either like get you out of there or ban you, or we can't interact with it.
Yeah, that's what happens when I click on a chat. Do I have to hide it or does it go up?
Jeebus.
Like Tire Claus says, the link is too big. Let me shrink it. You're gonna have to buff it a lot.
All right, so it's next.
Okay, that's better. Next, we're doing Batman, I think, or Kite. Yeah, you do Kite Man while I type up this in this URL.
Well, he did a tiny URL now, so it's easier. It's less.
Hold on, let me hit you with the.
Oh, you're gonna do it? Okay, cool.
Also,
no one more about gel coat.
When the fourth round would...
Don't you call in?
doesn't look good already. Jumbo Scampi for limited.
Yeah. Oz, you watch Kite Man, right?
Yeah, I saw the first episode.
Just the first?
I don't have a lot of time.
Oh. Well, why don't you tell the people what Kite Man is?
Kite Man is just what it sounds like. Kite Man from the Harley Quinn animated got his own show. It seems like it takes place right after the last season because he's got his girlfriend Golden Glider,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, he's out there trying to do villainous stuff, and then hilarity ensues.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it for the first episode. The actual like long arc of the season is basically him and his relationship with Gilded Glider. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. We
They
got
look
Jenica front and center.
They look weird without their their bandanas.
Yeah, shouldn't Donatello at least have glasses?
Like it's weird because they're not wearing their bandanas, so it's like they look like when like somebody you've known with glasses their whole life, and then they just take them off randomly one day. They just look weird to you. But it's a cool picture.
Right.
I like it.
Why is Leo all the way in the back?
Because he's not fighting; he's chilling.
He should be leading.
Nah. He's chilling.
At a metal concert?
He doesn't know how to fight. He doesn't know how to lead.
Still the leader of the pack.
No. He's chilling. He's chilling. If a fight breaks out, then he'll move forward. But right now he's chilling.
I have no idea who that handsome lion in the back is.
Yeah, I don't know who the lions or these two are. But the other one, the wolf, is Alopex, I believe. And Tiger Claw says the turtle in the middle is Jenica. That's what I said.
I thought it was Venus. I got thrown off by the yellow mask.
Now, Venus, I don't think she's in the comics. Like, I think for girl turtles, they went with Jenica.
I feel like we've had this conversation.
We did.
probably have.
We had it on the last day of Comic-Con.
Venus is just animated.
You and
right?
Larry were like super drunk.
All I know is Larry hates female Renaissance artists.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I was right about Alapex. And that's Mona Lisa, the turtle, and Sally Pride is the lion. Nice.
And they're going to go see Abattoir.
Nice. Okay.
All right. So, I'm sorry, you were saying what the arc
The
is?
overall arc is actually him becoming, because he's not he doesn't know really how to be a partner to a chick, so he's kind of learning that. And then, but he practiced with Poison Ivy, so he's kind of a step ahead of Gilded Glider, where she's like, it's kind of her that's her journey here a lot, she's got some trauma from the past that she can't shake, and it's affecting their relationship. They buy a bar together, and then that's where hilarity really ensues.
Her powers are horrific.
Yeah,
She melts people
and she doesn't know how to control them.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, she doesn't, because all this happens in the first episode. They're like, what, 30, 40 minutes or something like that?
Yeah.
The first episode, they're gonna die. She needs to use the powers, but she's worried that she's gonna hurt Kite Man because she has no control, and she almost does.
Yeah,
but it's the first episode, so he'll be fine. Hell yeah!
And then in one episode, they open the Villigans across the street, which is like, remember that in Kingdom Come they have the hero themed restaurants, like Planet Krypton or whatever. Instead of Planet Hollywood. So they have Villingins or something, and it's run by Mary Doll, like Baby Doll, the villain, but the actual villain. Everybody else just dresses like them, like the villains. So the voice casting for Baby Doll was fucking great, and it's a comedian named Maria Bamford, and she's kind of bipolar, and she does the baby voice and then switches to a voice in her act sometimes too, because she's so all over the place, and it just worked perfect for Baby Doll. It's funny because he goes to the owner of the bar gives him a gun specifically to vaporize her, because he's like, hey, somebody comes after you. You don't know, you may be a villain, but you don't know how to run a bar. Somebody opens a bar next door to you, you go kill the guy. Yeah. So he gives him a gun, and he's like, it's like basically the noisy cricket, and he's like, I don't know where to put this thing in my costumes. He just puts it in his junk, and then he's walking around with a little tiny bulge. And then he goes to fucking, and then he sees it's like, I can't shoot this little kid, and she gets pissed and kicks him in the nuts, and hilarity ensues. And they have a really good voice cast. Like everybody in here, it's just great. They got Janelle James as the head of Queen of Fables.
I think she did it in the Harley Quinn one too.
I thought that was Wanda Sykes, but it could
have been,
yeah. But it could have been. I noticed the difference from what I heard before, but it could have just been that my perception thought it was Wanda Sykes then.
No, you're right. Yeah,
Okay.
it was Wanda Sykes in the last one.
So, and then she's Janelle James from Abbott Elementary. She plays the principal. So she's I think she's better than Wanda Sykes at, especially how they're using whatchamacallit, Queen of Fables here, where she's just a disembodied head, and she finds a body every episode. She becomes the hamster for a school, a science project or something. I'm gonna go home with Kevin because Kevin's mom's hot. I'm gonna get that body, rock hard abs and perky titties. Yeah, and then she kills the mom and takes her body. And I do dare to say that do. I think I like this better than Harley Quinn.
I was gonna say the same thing. Harley starts to get on my nerves after about 10-15 minutes because she in her show like she's almost nonstop.
Yeah,
And I mean she's saying funny stuff, she's doing funny things, but just her going on and then just like gratuitous violence kind of like okay, it gets a little old after a while. It's still a good show, I'm not
yeah,
complaining about it, but they, like in the Harley Quinn show, I actually look forward to when Poison Ivy starts talking because she seems like a better character in that show. She like
or even
calms
like
things down a little bit, and I think that's what she's supposed to be in that show is kind of a calming. She's trying to calm Harley's craziness
yeah,
a little bit, and so you don't get a lot of that. Kite Man is just a chill dude. Like he just rolls with whatever's happening. Everybody around him gets a chance to shine a little bit. Like even Bane,
yeah,
you get a little bit more from him, and yeah, Golden Glider too. She, dude, find yourself a woman like Golden Glider. She's just like ride or die. Like she does not give a crap about anything but her man.
they have the dude named Six Pack. He's voiced by comedian Ed Pepitone. That guy's just funny. They're like role playing in like the freezer, and then he comes out of nowhere. He's like, "Oh, you didn't see anything, did you?" He's like, "No, I didn't see nothing." And they were role playing as teacher student kind of thing. He's like, "Oh yeah, teacher, I think I might have lice." And he's like, "Isn't that an elementary school thing?" He's like, no, I don't think so." So they're like role playing, and then when he comes out and he leaves, he goes, "That's more of a nurse student thing, not a teacher student thing." And it is elementary school. Like, it's still hot. But just shit like that. And what you're saying is right. I kind of feel that about the Harley series a little bit. But it like you kind of want more of those B plots or see what the bigger plot unfold sometimes in some of those episodes. Whereas here it's like the Kite Man, like the relationship is one of the underlying plots, and then they have some other character of the ensemble cast do stuff, and then they have the plot of the episode, and it just fits. It all really just works together. Yeah, you gotta wait till you find the time traveling toilet. Like it's like if you shit in it, it sends you to the past, but if you piss in it, it sends you to the future.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like the Harley Quinn show too, a lot of just like little details that make you want to watch it a second time. Like there's this big event going on, and Bane, like nobody knows where he is, and he's like, "Oh, I had to use the toilet," and like he's sitting, he's in the bathroom. It's like you start seeing that the toilet he's on is made out of gold. It's got like all this stuff there. Like they're there to rob this dude, and he's sitting on a solid gold toilet, like in your Bane. Like just pick it up, just take that. That's worth it. That's worth a little bit of money. Let's just go play it, cheap bastard.
Yeah, Bane's fucking funny in both these shows, but I think he's a permanent cast here too, because he's like the bouncer at the bar now, a villain's bar, and then
A spoiler in the show?
spoiler, no, it's all villains. Like none of the heroes come out, not like in Harley in Harley Quinn.
Technically, I mean, she's not spoiler, but it is Stephanie Brown.
Oh, okay.
She's in the first episode at least.
Oh yeah, first episode. But that's where you get most of all of that, and it was like, and what, Detective Chimp?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the first episode too, right?
yeah. That's the only
Yeah,
thing I saw, and I remember him.
and then you see Superman, but it's just a blur in like
Just like
Kite.
tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then from then on, you didn't see any.
Wait, was that actually Superman? Because the way that episode ended, I was having doubts.
Yeah, I don't think it was, but who knows? Like,
Jay, you
like,
haven't seen it, have you?
no.
No.
You're
I
just,
haven't.
you're just looking at clips, saw Stephanie Brown, and got excited.
We're looking at the cast. Like,
we
the cast list, and this is Stephanie Brown was in it. Like, oh my god! Like, man, I gotta get around to watching it when I have Max. The next time I have Max, or if they would just let me fucking buy it,
yeah,
they would have money, and I would have TV show. Like, I don't know why this transactional thing is so hard for people. Like, maybe I don't want to subscribe to your whole streaming service. Just let me watch a goddamn show.
and they had a service you wanted to subscribe to, the DC Universe, and they got rid of it
I didn't want DC Universe
for all the
Wait,
shows
what?
and stuff. Yeah, the cartoons and all that.
Uh,
That's where all this would have been.
right. I don't know. I like Max, but I have to get rid of it. Like, until the next Fiona and Kate comes out.
Yeah.
That's when you're gonna watch all this stuff.
Yeah.
Dark Side comes out.
I'm surprised there isn't an option to buy it, because usually, like,
That's what I'm saying.
somebody will be like, yeah, $2 an episode or something like that.
Right.
I don't see any of that for this.
Yeah. Like, if they had that, I would have did it. And they would have had some extra cash. And instead, they get fucking nothing.
Until Fiona and Cake.
Yeah.
But
they
then
get,
he's
like,
gonna do the 7-day trial, binge everything, so they still get nothing. You hear that, Max? You get nothing. Lance Reddick is Lex Luthor, so
only for the first season.
because he's gone.
Yeah.
They could use AI. Hex says, who's running DC's animated distribution? Fucking up.
Look, DC animated has always been better than their live action stuff, and I think with the stories I've seen for the live action stuff, it's still.
But he means distribution, like making sure people watch it.
Like Zaslav, he's the one fucking everything.
Yeah.
Now
But he sounds like a villain in the DC universe.
Now he took out Batgirl.
Yeah.
This show is gonna lose points with me for how they did my boy Sinestro. Like, he don't go out like that.
Yeah, but I don't think you're gonna see those guys anymore either. Like,
I don't have to, but you don't have to do that to him. Like, he's got a shield. He's Sinestro. You don't go out with no little bitch laser like that.
That does sound foul.
It was funny. It was a funny scene though.
I believe it.
Hex says, that dude fucked everyone on the WB shit for a while.
Oh,
yeah, Zaslav, he's just a terrible, like it's weird. He's chasing trends so hard that the minute something goes different than what the algorithm said he was gonna do, he fucking spazzes out and just starts fucking everything. Like, he's bad business. He's bad business.
That's no bueno. Let's see. Heck says you can't change the. You can't change. You can't change trends. You can't chase trends. You got to either do your own shit or stay ahead of it. Yeah, but that requires brain power and almost foreseeing the algorithm, making a trend. Like
Although
buying directly from HBO independently a la carte. You know.
the only thing I will say that concerning WB that I actually am looking forward to currently, because I know they're going to fuck it up and I'm going to stop caring, is the Wonder Woman game they have coming out that's going to be using the Nemesis system.
What's the Nemesis system?
Oh, that's from Shadow of Mordor, where your
Mm.
enemies basically level up uh, according to like stuff that's going on in the world around them.
Okay.
Like two orcs will like have a duel, and the loser will die, and the other one will level up, and stuff like that.
Dude,
And like
there's some awesome
an
stuff.
enemy kills you, it'll level up.
Like in that game,
when you come back.
In that game, you'll fight one, and like, let's say the way you took him out was you hit him in the eye, you like put a blade in his eye. Then later on, he just shows up randomly, like he's got like a scar or like some kind of metal thing wherever it is the wound. Like if you cut his hand off, it'll be like all like a spiky weapon now, and he's just gonna be like, "I'm still here, motherfucker. Let's go." Like you ain't shit. I'm back.
Right.
It's a good system. And now you're telling me that's going to be in a Wonder Woman game?
Yeah. Like I am excited for that. Like just the potential. Like man.
It's an open world Wonder Woman game.
Man.
Yeah. Like it's weird because it sounds like something that you could fuck up, but if you don't, it'll be really amazing. But then Zaslav has his fingers in everything, and you're like, man, if anyone can rip victory from the jaws of defeat, it's or rip defeat from the jaws of victory is Zaslav.
Heck says, I heard they might try to sell everything off, like game studio subdivisions, everything. Hey, yeah, we've been hearing that for a while, but I mean, I'm sure there's other people that want to buy it. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that might be for the best. Like, let someone that knows what the fuck they're doing. Oh, Heck wants to know about your hat, Mo.
Oh, well, you have to watch last week's episode. Because Larry was supposed to bring Jay's hat like this and one for the listeners, and he left it at the Airbnb. So
now it's in the garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like being just sober enough to grab a handful of those too.
Larry pulling WB moves. Yeah, because it's like we're like I go grab, because they're grabbing them from the table, and there was a lot to go around. But I'm like, hey, grab me. I'll put mine on. I go make sure to grab J1 because he's he's a shareholder. He needs one. And then Larry always wears hats. He didn't even get his.
Aside,
and then I go and we got one for listeners. Like, hey, we could get one to Hector, Tire Claw, whoever. Tire Claw's always talking about the TMNT comics, so you should get a hat too. And no, fucking Larry left them.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. There's 3 left. I grabbed all 3 for us, And at some point, I told Lawrence, "Hey, I don't really need the hat. I'm cool. So, that one can be the one we give away if you guys don't want it." And I put him on the counter. You leave the money in the counter. That's just what you do.
Yeah.
And I think they're still there when I left.
Yeah. So that means we would have had one for like Hecht and Tiger Claw then. Because we had one extra for a listener, and then you donated yours. So
yeah.
So next time you talk to Larry, say thank you, Larry.
But anyway, back to Kite Man.
Back to Kite Man. I enjoyed the series. I binge watched half of it, or I think they're on like 5 episodes right now. So I did 5, and I think I forget what days they air, but they're still airing. They're not on that bingeable stuff yet. So that's not
right, because it's Max, not Amazon.
Right.
If it were Amazon, it would have been all there.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Which I can appreciate. I can appreciate both.
Yeah. Certain things for certain. I saw Oz was coming back and then he left. But yeah, I wish you could check out Kite Man. I mean, you like the Harley Quinn show, right, Jay?
Yeah, like what I saw, like the past couple of seasons, I haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
but I know there's a part where Harley flashes Ivy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. That's all I know.
Yeah, and Kite Man, they do because they sent the girls from the bar from Noonan's or whatever to the spa. They have a spa day, so like I forget the name, the chick's name, but like Darkseid's daughter with the Cheshire cat.
Okay.
They sent her, Gilded Glider, and the head of.
She's not new. Darkseid's daughter isn't new.
I think he adopted her, like from the other, kind of like he did Orion.
Right. No, but I mean, like the character has been around for like a few years now.
Oz, what's that chick's name?
Who?
The daughter of Darkseid that has the cat.
I'd have to look that up. I know the
she
book she
fights
started
Wonder
in
Woman.
because she started in Themyscira. She just like popped up.
Name is Grail.
Yeah, I think that's her. Yeah. She runs the social media for the bar. So, but so they went to a spa and then they got attacked by masseuses, and Gilded Glider was naked because she was at a spa, so she beat everybody naked, and they used blood as the censor bars. So I don't know if you'll like that, Jay.
Well, it's censored, right?
Yeah.
So
but
probably
with
not.
blood. She does a high kick, and then there's blood like in the tank.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oz, what would you rate this?
4.5. I mean, look, it's Kite Man and Golden Glider. Like, few people know Kite Man, less people know Golden Glider, and their romantic story is heading up a animated series, and it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, there's some talent with the writing here, and I've only seen the first episode, but I want to see the rest.
Yeah. Yeah, I give it a 5. Like I watched, I think 5 episodes already, and yeah, I love it. Like I didn't realize that they weren't all ready to watch until I got to the fifth, and then it's trying to get me to watch Harley Quinn. I'm like, no, it's like, but I really like that. That was it. So
Well, and don't forget, I took off points for the Sinestro thing.
yeah. But yeah, you're not gonna worry about that later till ever.
Anybody that doesn't care about Sinestro would give it a 5.
Yeah, and that's kind of how Larry felt about he didn't like how they did the Jim Gordon in Harley Quinn either. So
Right.
it's like he's like, yeah, that's not Jim Gordon. It's like, yeah, but it's like Harley Quinn's like perception of him or something. That's the defense I gave it, but just because I like the show. But either way, they are what they are in these shows. Yeah.
So, for a quick tangent,
Mm-hmm.
I went back and, every once in a while, well, sometimes you miss story arcs, you fall behind, whatever. So I went back and I read Batman, The War of Jokes and Riddles. And
That's a Kite Man story too.
it is a Kite Man story. Like, he's prominently featured in, like...
He has a kid in it, right? I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, he has
Been a
a
while since I
son.
read it.
Right. And, his wife's always calling him a loser. And this kid is like, Daddy, are you a loser? And he's like, no, like, I just like to do my own thing. Like, like it's great.
That's a good story. People should pick that up.
Yeah, it's interesting because the whole thing just comes down to Kite Man. And just like the weirdest joke ever. Like, Riddler should stick to riddles. Because when he tells a joke, man, it does not land. But yeah, just since we were talking about Kite Man.
Yeah, no, that's
and
really cool.
If someone does want to go back and read it, I don't want to spoil it for them. But Kite Man is heavily in it. So if you want more Kite Man, check out Batman, A War of Jokes and Riddles.
Cool. Go check that out. Yeah. Jay, man, why don't you tell us about Batman the Cape Crusader?
Okay. Batman Cape Crusader is different. So what it is Batman, kind of a year one setting, done by Bruce Timm with the chains off. Like, he can pretty much do whatever he wants. And it is the Batman show I believe he would have created without standards and practices breathing down his neck. So you get like a lot of broken glass, a lot of gunshots, a lot of death. And yeah, it's Batman, but different. He makes a lot of changes, turning hard. Like, a lot of the changes are just like racial swaps, which, if it wasn't for his pedigree, I would probably be pissed. But it's Bruce Timm. Like, well, how are you gonna tell him not to do shit? Like,
You're giving him too much credit.
No, but it's also, I mean, he handles racism in it too. Like, so it's not just like for the sake of swapping.
He makes Harley Asian, but then changes her color to yellow. That seems a little suspect to me.
But she chose it.
I mean, it's not like Yellow Ranger bad. Like
she's got two colors, red and black, and they swapped the red for yellow. Like, he could have kept the red and black.
He could have, but I don't dislike it.
Now, what about the characterization? Like,
No, the characterization is great.
yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that for like all the race swaps, the characterization is so on point with all of these characters. Barbara, who he changed to be a lawyer. She's like works for the defense, defending clients. But it feels very much like her. Hell, even Batman, like it's like him early, and at first he kind of feels a little off, but then when you keep remembering, like this is like week one, like it feels like very on point. Uh, all the characters, like all the characters that get attention, I should say. There are a couple of cameos where you're like, I don't know, but it's just a cameo, so you know. And so we have a bunch of different stories. Not too many big supervillain stories. Like I think you get Firebug and you get the Gentleman Ghost. But other than that, it's mostly like gangsters, crime stories. Um, like Mo said, it's a noir, very noir. Uh, in fact, it is like kind of like a period piece. People are still using telephones and Klondike, whatever the number was. Like, yeah, it's interesting, and I think that would be one of my only things where it's like I think I kind of would prefer a more modern Batman, but I do like what he's doing with this, and um, I like what he's doing with this. I think my only other complaint was I would like him to take it just a little more seriously. Like if you've got people running around a burning building, but no one's coughing from smoke inhalation, it's like,
yeah.
well, come on. Like, I know you're not, like, I know this is kind of just your take on like a kid's cartoon, but just without restriction.
Mm-hmm.
But, just a little more.
Yeah, like I feel like that detail was just omitted just so that they can kill the villain. Like the police will kill the villain, yeah, and we
We talked about
sacrifice a little of you sacrifice a little of the groundingness of it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
a little bit about Bruce Tim. Well, I had to explain Bruce Tim to Lawrence,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really more my theory based on going through a lot of his art. I don't think he likes doing stuff for kids.
Well, no, because when he did that was a Batman and Harley Quinn, like they ended up sleeping together or something.
Harley sleeps with Nightwing.
With Nightwing, that's the one, yeah. And she's all cussing and stuff, and it looks just like the '90s show, with they had their little innuendos, and stuff like that, but this one went a little over. I'm like, Bruce Tim. I clutched my pearls, but
Yeah, not but I expected because I know a lot of his art, and
mhm.
one thing I was telling Lawrence is when he gets a chance to do his own art, there's a lot of naked women in it, and even if you look at some of the prelims for like the what would be the animated series version, like
Mhm.
he's drawing the nipples and sometimes the fuzz, and then
Yeah.
that just gets covered over later on when he finishes it. So you could see where his mind's at, but I can't say I really enjoyed this show. It felt like You say this is Bruce Timm Unchained. I see it as this is Bruce Timm without Dini there to keep him under control. It's just like, look, I think Stan Lee is an amazing person that created amazing things, but without Ditko, Spider-Man would not be what we know. So that's kind of where I see it. Overall, the show's good. I mean, it's got that classic animated feel. It's definitely a noir show. I have little problems here and there with the characterizations and the way some of the stuff is done, especially since it's not a kid's show. It kind of feels like it is a little bit because of it's a lot like the animated series, but with what happens, teen is maybe like the lowest I would go. I wouldn't feel comfortable showing it to kids. So I think he could have actually done more mature things. Like for example, he gender swapped Penguin, and in the first episode, Penguin Oswalda is doing like a cabaret, I guess it's called, singing at her iceberg lounge. And look, this is not an attractive character. It's just not. But everybody in that club is acting like she is the hottest thing on the planet. And what I mean is, as far as he could have really done something more mature, is I understand that if everybody there knows that she's a mob boss, that she's this criminal mastermind, but you find out they don't. This is just them reacting to her the way she is without they're not hooting and going along with it because they're afraid of her. They're just doing it because they think she's hot, and that's like kind of like there's a little disconnect for me there.
Well, they think she's hot, or they think she has a good voice,
and that could be it. But to me, I got the impression they thought she was hot too, and I just couldn't see that. Like I said, all they had to do was, if people there knew what she was, I understand. Okay, now they have to, because they don't.
Some people, I think some people do, but not everyone. Like, at least that's the feeling I got. Like, kind of like Penguin. He pretends to be like a legitimate businessman, but it's a poorly kept secret that no, he's a gangster. So I thought that was kind of the feeling I was getting there.
Yeah, and it's possible. It didn't come across to me.
But yeah,
in that scene anyway, in the first episode,
she looks kind of like an emperor penguin.
I mean, she looks like
she's got that shape,
but tall in a woman.
I like how she killed her kid, but it was the wrong one.
See, and that felt kind of dumb to me too, because she just took Homeboy's word for it that it was him, and that's your arch enemy. That's the guy that knows you tried to kill him, and you're just gonna listen to him. You're not gonna investigate, see which kid it was. If it was your kid, you're just gonna okay. I mean, I get it. She's a psychopath, and that's what psychopaths do. But those little things kind of take me out a little bit. There's that disconnect that takes me out a little bit.
Okay, I get that. Hacked in chat says, you know what we said about First Night? How it's good, but not for an extended run. This cartoon so far, what I've seen, is a good sequel to First Night. Yeah, I get that. I do get that.
How many episodes is this?
I think 10.
10.
Yeah. 10. I got up to 7 myself.
What are they, like half an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I finished the whole season.
I really liked the Bruce Wayne parts which were few because they were mainly in the beginning. But like when he punched the guy that was talking shit about his mom, like
Oh yeah, that was good.
yeah, and then he has to go to Harley Quinn uh for therapy,
Right.
and yeah, so I really like that, and then how he handled therapy, like the type of person he is, like that is like a real character. Like I love it. And when I said he needs Dini to rein him in or something, I don't think he needs Dini to rein him in, but I think them two together would have made this cartoon better. Like both of them together, unchained, because Dini's the same way as he is with the girl drawings too. Like, you know, uh, forget he created Harley Quinn. You know, so like, but and he does like a lot of the more adult stuff too, and but I think together, I don't know. I don't think it needs that, but that would have been
It
cool.
would have helped.
It would have helped. Yeah, and I actually like this series. Even with the boxy looking women, like all the women look all square.
Dude, why is Alfred so fat?
I don't know. That's another thing that bothered me.
He's fat,
Mhm.
but if you look at it, just about everybody's kind of wide.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like a look of like kind of like opulence and somewhat prosperity in the 40s essentially, because that's kind of where it takes place. So I think that's partly why. But I mean, what are you gonna do? And I don't even think like, yeah, for example, like Harley's a little wide,
She's
but
wide when she's
yeah,
Quinzel, but when she's in her Harley outfit, it's more
she's
form fitting. Like she's got
yeah,
that
yeah. But
class.
everybody decides to wear trench coats, and I don't know what. That's like a design thing that I don't know why they chose to go that way. um, because aside from that, like I mean, when you look at I'm happy they didn't do Catwoman wide because that would have been weird. Yeah.
That would have been.
And then then my brother's like, this show's so racist. Look, they made the maid Hispanic. And I go, your mom was the maid. Like what the like, yeah, I know that's why. But I'm like, but that's. And then it turned out she's like Russian. So, it's like he heard the accent wrong.
Right.
It's like I wish my mom was Arnold Schwarzenegger's maid. I wish she was what you call it, Batman's maid. That'd be the shit.
Hector in chat says they're coming out of the depression. People with money ate.
Yeah, that makes sense. And these women are professionals, so their male equivalents would have been fat, and we wouldn't have said shit. Yeah, that's the reality of it. The double standard, as they say. But so
But
yeah,
the art style, that would be Bruce Timm's department, right?
well,
I don't know if he did the art, but that's like usually where he.
Yeah, well, in brainstorming and design, and that's part of the thinking. Probably, it's like, well, if she's a detective, like, why does she need to be like hourglassy? Like, why does she need to look like Lois Lane or Selena Kyle if she's a detective? So even if we became the question, like, it's still like she's gonna have a trench coat anyway. Why does she need to be? So I don't know. I guess like maybe is going like kind of pointing out a double standard or something. Hex says,
Hex,
yeah, there you
Hex says I like Bullock's art design.
go. Yeah,
I actually like those two, like Bullock and Jess or
yeah,
Flash.
yeah.
Like
Flash.
not like them, but I like disliking them.
Yeah,
Like they're assholes.
yeah. I love that episode with the burning building too, like where Batman's like saving the like uh Gordon sees him saving the kids, you know,
Right.
and he's like, "There's another one," like he can't carry the three. Like, go grab him, and then they inadvertently work together, and then he disappears.
Yeah, they are doing a really good job as building the rapport between Batman and Batman and Jim, Batman and Barbara, Batman and um Montoya. Like that is one thing they are really doing a good job with uh during this season.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that I love about it is their how they're handling like villains. Like they're not doing villains like that, but they're doing like the way they did King Tut. Like he is just a weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
But they're keeping it more grounded and focusing on like police corruption, like something that would have happened in a Noir movie like Chinatown or French Connection. And so it's like having like a story like Chinatown or French Connection with like Batman. That's the shit. Like, and him, or was it Gangster Squad, but with Batman like helping them from the sidelines. Like be the shit.
Mm-hmm.
And Hex said, that's what Gotham should have been. Like, yeah.
No, he's right.
Right.
I would take Gotham's Alfred over the Fat Alfred. Although the Fat Alfred won me over. Like he's got a good voice. Like the voice actor does a really good job with him.
Yeah, I like him. And I like that he's willing to put himself on the line.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
And look, my only issue is he's fat dude.
And yeah, so out of the episodes you've seen so far, what would you say is your favorite?
For me, it's been the that firebug episode. Like that really just if I would tell somebody just watch this episode, they could get a sense of the whole season in terms of like they're dealing with police corruption with Batman starting out, Batman not being trusted, and Gordon being undermined, and that you're gonna get in every episode. You're gonna see it moving, shifting in directions.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be mine.
What about you, Oz?
I saw the first one.
Nice.
What about you, Jay?
Me, I really like the Gentleman Ghost episode.
Yeah, that was...
only because like I like that Batman is forced to like change his mind.
Yeah,
like he's like serious, no nonsense. Like ghosts don't exist. Like like we live in the real world. And then he interacts with them. And he's like, okay, I need to find out about ghosts. Like, like, need to find out how you go and stop a ghost.
Yeah. And he goes to Papa Midnight.
Right. So,
and I love how like Papa Midnight's like, hey, just use this. For what?
Right.
Like, you'll know. And then when you finally see it, it's like, oh shit, that's fucking dope.
Hex says, I like the one where they think there's someone after Jim. That is really good.
Yeah.
That's a great episode too. Like,
that's the one where
there are not too many bad episodes. Like, or in my opinion, I really like the season overall. Like, there's no episode where I say, "Oh, like that's a bad episode," or like
that's the one where they shoot Deadshot, right?
Yeah, that's where they shoot Deadshot.
Yeah, I like that too. Fucking, I didn't finish.
A lot of people get shot.
Yeah, and I was like, man, they're actually shooting people. Like, they don't show a lot of blood, but I'm like, I'm okay without that. Like,
yeah.
But it's like
all bloodless, but it is like they're definitely dead.
Yeah,
like,
Or in
I know one of my
Floyd's-
favorite parts was like, actually in that episode where they're being chased and the car goes off the cliff, and I'm just thinking like, yeah, in in a regular kids cartoon, those guys would be fine, but I know like they're dead, like they're 100% dead.
Dude, the scene where he's in the sub, where Batman's in the sub, and he's going up to the iceberg lounge. It's a boat, in case we didn't mention it earlier.
Yeah.
It's just all the bodies and briefcases down there. Like,
yeah,
it looks like it's in the cemetery, but you have to remember he's underwater. So those aren't gravestones, those are briefcases, and then some skeletons like popping out. Dude, scenes like that were like, that creeped me out a little bit.
Montoya's
Yeah.
partner is a dude named Jim Corrigan, who is hopefully gonna become the Spectre, but we won't know if we'll see that. Oz, don't leave. You gotta rate it. Camera overheated, probably. Yeah. What do you think? What would you like to see in season 2?
Well, for one thing, do you care about spoilers?
Not me, but and the audience. But Larry's not here to stop us. So
Okay, there is a hook at the end of the first season, which actually Two-Face is the season.
okay.
The season finale is the two-part Two-Face story.
Okay.
But afterwards, there's the hook, and we see Joker is practicing his, like basically testing out his serum on people.
Mm.
And like the last person, he gets it right, where they laugh and die, and he's like, perfect. And so like that's our tag, or that's our hook for season 2.
It's crazy.
So if we get like Joker fucking shit up while Thorne is still trying to do his gangster shit, like, man,
yeah,
there's a lot to look forward to. Like, even that, but like, it would also be cool to get some other like some of fan favorite, or actually just my favorite villains in it.
Mm-hmm.
Would be nice. But like, yeah, like I don't know what exactly I'm looking for when it comes to next season, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
Heck, and Chess says I want to see Dick's parents die. And that's the only. Like, I wonder if it's too early for that. Like, I'm not 100% sure.
It probably is, but most TV series go there pretty quick too.
Yeah, except that this Batman is kind of like a year one-y.
Right.
And even like, yeah, it's not connected to the other one, but if it does follow a certain, we're still trying to get this Batman a little more seasoned.
Like Robin is year 3, right?
I think so. Yeah. But I think because in the cast list they show like Jace, Dick, like,
Well, that was just a nod to Robin's, where it's an episode where a bunch of kids are being kidnapped.
Yeah.
And they're each named after a Robin.
Okay.
But I think that's just a nod, not an intro.
Okay.
Which is
like if he just starts with all
that's another good episode. Like that's another really good one.
Because I was thinking like, man, what if they do like the Shazam family thing where like they're just orphans, all of them, and then he just trains them all at once.
That would be cool. But what's her name is there too.
The Leslie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's just a nod.
Yeah.
But
Right.
good episode.
Oz, what would you rate it?
I'm probably gonna go with 4. I don't want to ding it too much for all the stuff I complained about, because honestly, that's just me not turning off my brain. So maybe I just need more alcohol. If you're in a state where it's legal, have an edible and just chill out. Visually, it's fine. And no problem with it visually. Overall, story wise, was fine. I like year one Batman stuff where he's still like he's screwing up because he's still learning. Like he just started doing it. You know, all my problems, a few problems with some of the design aspects of some of the characters and the decisions that some of the characters make is I'm just overthinking things way too much for an animated show.
What about you, Jay?
I would give it a 4. And I'm not sure what else I want. Like, it would be nice if they got like a little more mature. But overall, I do really am enjoying everything. The story, the characters. Yeah, I'm having a really good time watching it. And I'm eagerly awaiting season 2.
I myself, I give it a 5. Like I really enjoyed it. I fucked up and watched it at work, so I got real into it. Then I got busy, and I let it play, so I had to start over to watch it twice up until where I got. That's why I couldn't finish it in time before today. So, but yeah, for me, it was like I really liked it. Yeah, the heck gives it a 4 too.
Heck says I also give it a 4, mostly because I don't like Harley's Harley costume.
By the way, it wasn't my idea to watch I was going to watch it for this show, but it was one of those things where I went into the living room and my wife had it like queued up, like, are we going to watch this? Why didn't you tell me about this? And she loved it.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I mean, she's not, she loves noir stories. Yeah. She likes Batman.
She loved the original animated series too. So
that was her childhood too.
That Art Deco stuff too, yeah.
And she loved everything about this show. I'm pretty sure she would get a 5. I didn't hear her complain about anything. In fact, when I complained about something, she gave me the look that told me I need to stop talking.
That loving look. Right?
Yeah, that loving look. Like, you go have your beer. I'm enjoying this. So, clearly, if people are gonna love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I do. Jay, give us that wrap up music. I think we're gonna get out of here. I know we have planned for news, but let's do it next week.
All right. Give me 1 second.
I think that's your final thought.
Who?
Jay.
Okay. Final thoughts. I am probably going to be disappointed tomorrow since I'm going to be checking out the Borderlands movie.
Oh, dang.
Oh, is that already?
Okay. You didn't buy your claptrap popcorn bucket?
Dude, that was way too expensive.
That. It's. I don't have a problem with claptrap. I don't have a problem with the movie. Jack Black's in it. And never mind. Go ahead.
He used to be cool.
Well, he says he's still friends with Gas.
Of course he is, because the news cycle's over. That makes it worse. Be a man of conviction. Final thoughts, please.
There's a Mary Marvel video coming up at some point, so like, subscribe, and if you want to see me build stuff, let me know. I should start taping myself doing this stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that should that should be up tomorrow. But yeah. For the rest of the Fantastic Four, man, like, subscribe, hit the bell. We got more stuff coming your way. Some of the Comic-Con review stuff that we read, that we bought there. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.